Hi everybody, it's RibcageHacksaw, and I wanted to reply to the request by Craig, also known as Propaganda Techniques, of asking us out here in the ex-Jehovah Witness community to describe or give our story of how it affected us, or how we were affected by leaving the Watchtower. And first of all, I'd like to congratulate you on your bravery of opening up that giant can of worms. That's something that everybody who has left is a big part of them, and it's something that we're all telling our story bit by bit, but it was a good idea, I think, to address the question directly, because it's become evident that there are many who are within the organization that want to leave and who are thinking about leaving and who are voicing those thoughts. And it's important that those of us who have left, who are in this community and are vocal, tell them what to expect and what we went through. And the more prepared they are, and the more they feel like they have the support of those outside of the organization, the better off they'll be, and the faster people will leave, and the faster the Watchtower will come crumbling down, in my opinion. Especially in this information age in which we live, where curiosity cannot be so easily silenced anymore. I know there's lots of articles that the Watchtower likes to put out about the internet monitoring and safety, and also association, how it also always reminds the youth to stay only in a small group of people that they know that are quote-unquote in the truth with them, that are in the organization, and to not let themselves venture out of that circle for fear of all kinds of horrible things that they subconsciously put in your mind. So I would have to say, when you think about all the false ideals of what's right and what's wrong that you have as a Jehovah's Witness, once you are outside of their circle of trust, once you don't have the label brother or sister in front of your name anymore, and you have crossed over that line and shown that, you know, either by being either disfellowshipped or dissociating yourself, that you are outside of the love of the congregation. And it's really unfortunate, because those feelings are on a hair trigger based on your standing in the congregation. And once you make that move and you decide to come over here, you realize that how deep the fear goes in the minds of these people that keeps them so cut off from even entertaining any kind of ideas that might conflict with what they've been told. And you can build up a relationship with someone for years and years, have been trusted in their home with their family, and had, constant contact with them. And the minute you walk away, you're outside of that circle of trust, and you realize that the whole thing was built on that label, whether you were in the truth or not. And then that starts to really shake your foundations. Everything, the walls start crumbling down on you, on what you really put value in and what the meanings of things are for you. And you start to realize that the organization took a lot from you in your capacity to think critically and your ability to make decisions for yourself. And it's going to be scary, and you're going to doubt yourself, because You were trained to doubt yourself. You were trained to always look to the direction of your headship. And things are going to be confusing for a long time, but what you have to eventually learn to love and learn to appreciate is that ability to make those choices and to love the accountability that you have for yourself. Personally, I was fortunate because I was raised as a witness, but I left as a teenager, and I made many contacts outside of the organization during my high school years and afterward that are friends of mine still to this day. And without them, I don't know where I would be right now. But I got married at 19, and that was 5 years ago. And my husband and I went back into the Watchtower organization, went back to meetings. And in that small period of time, having to walk away from all those people who I built up a relationship with, not necessarily because I didn't trust them, but because I was told that I couldn't trust them, and everyone around me wouldn't trust me if I had them in my life, at least, on the surface or openly. And you don't even realize it, like how deep it goes, how deep the blockage, how many times you have to stop yourself and unthink things because of what you've been taught to assume and to feel about people. It's really not cool. So once you're out of that circle and you see what it's like to be out of that circle, for one, you feel bad for ever putting other people in that position and judging them, even without even without your own, willingness or without your own permission. You are pushing people away and you're marginalizing them as a witness. And so when you're out, it's like it was all for nothing. You were basing your love off of how other people saw you, not off of your own interactions. And it hurts. It hurts because you feel really alone. But like I said, in this information age we live in, the more people realize that there's a lot of us out here that are willing to stand up and willing to cross that chasm between just leaving the organization and opposing the organization and saying, no, I will not be pushed into a corner. I will not be victimized by this. I will have my family. I will show my friends that I still am a good person. I will break that conditioning. I will, on my own. When you say that, when you have the courage to take that back, and you light the fire in someone else, that fire cannot be put out. That fire will continue to spread. It's evident. Look at YouTube. Look how many of us are willing to cross that line from, not just accepting being ostracized from everyone that you once loved, to saying no and saying it's wrong and showing why it's wrong and helping others to realize that it's not okay. And more of us will get to that point. But it's important for us to do this. It's important for us to say how we feel and say what happened, so that all the people that are saying, no, 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 apostates are liars, their voices will become very small, and our voices will be very loud, and we will drown them out. So, take it back. Stand up. Be counted. Take it back. There's too many people out there with too much free time, too much access to the internet, and too much curiosity for it not to spread like wildfire. The foundation is crumbling, and we're coming, and we're not going anywhere. That's been me, RibcageHacksaw.